Check. Good afternoon, honored guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. I have great pleasure in welcoming you to the University of Nottingham, Malaysia campus graduation ceremony. And I hope you enjoy this day. As this is a formal occasion, may I seek your kind cooperation in ensuring order and smooth running of the ceremony by following a couple of rules, which is please ensure that all your mobile phones are either switched off or is put on silent mode throughout the ceremony. And to our graduates, please be advised that taking selfies on the stage is strictly prohibited. Please remain in your seats during the ceremony, and please note that photography is permitted but from your seats. At the end of the ceremony, after the members of the platform have left the hall, students are required to follow the procession out of this hall and allow the photographers to organize the group photography, and all other guests kindly remain in your seats until further notice. Guests, you are also cordially invited to join the officers of the university, staff and graduates for a buffet reception, which will be served in the marquee at the Academic Plaza outside this building, and ushers will be on hand to assist you. Thank you all for your kind attention. And yes, before I forget, parents, honored guests, clap your hands when your daughters and your sons are up here receiving their certificates, yeah? Honored guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, may I please ask you to kindly rise for the entry of the procession.
Please be seated. Professor Graham Kendall, Provost and CEO of the University of Nottingham Malaysia Campus, Professor Nick Miles, OBE, Pro-Vice Chancellor for Global Engagement at the University of Nottingham, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, graduates, good afternoon. My name is David Greenway. I have the privilege of being Vice Chancellor of the University of Nottingham. It's a job I've been doing for the last 10 years or so. Although I've been part of the university executive for some 20 years. I know there's a significance in that number that I'll come back to in a moment. It's a real pleasure to be here today to preside at this ceremony for two reasons. One, because graduation is always a wonderful occasion. And first and foremost, our university is here for its students. And graduation is a day when we acknowledge their accomplishments rightly in a formal way. We should do that. It's an important rite of passage. But it's also a celebration because there'll be very few occasions when you graduate. Most people don't get the opportunity to graduate, and here you are, graduating from a great university. Some of you for the second time, but most of you, it'll be the only time you graduate, so you must make sure you enjoy it. And make sure that your friends and your families who are here with you enjoy it, because it's just as big a day for them as it is for you. This is the 6th of 10 graduations we're holding here at the University of Nottingham Malaysia campus. And I've made that specific point because 3 weeks ago, just this weekend, I was at the University of Nottingham in Indochina at 4 graduation ceremonies there. And in the 2 weeks in between, over the last 2 weeks, I've been at graduation ceremonies at the University of Nottingham in the UK, where we had graduation ceremonies on 22 occasions for our students there. So a great day, great occasion, do enjoy it. I mentioned earlier I've been part of the executive at the University of Nottingham for 20 years, and the reason I mentioned that is that means I was intimately involved in the planning of the University of Nottingham Malaysia campus. I was the Pro-Vice Chancellor when we established the campus, initially in office accommodation in downtown Kuala Lumpur, and then we saw the construction of this very special place. And I was here when the then Deputy Prime Minister, Najib, now Prime Minister, opened this campus in September 2005. And I have been coming back approximately 4 times every year since then to see this wonderful community develop and see this wonderful campus flourish. So we've been here as University of Nottingham Malaysia campus for 17 years. We are part of a university that goes back somewhat longer to 1881. But even in the UK context, in some respects we're still quite young. If you think of Cambridge and Oxford, they're 800 years old. And actually there's a university that's older than them, that's Al Qurayn University in modern day Morocco, which goes back to the 9th century. And we might ask ourselves, how come, when you think of the changes that have taken place since our university was established, social, economic, political changes, the upheavals there have been in the last 140 years, let alone the last 1,000 years, how come universities survive for as long as they do? Especially when you compare them with big corporates. If you take the Standard & Poor's 500, in other words, the biggest 500 corporates in the biggest economy in the world, average life expectancy these days is about 15 years. Yet here we are looking at institutions that survive and succeed, not just survive, succeed, for rather longer. How come? So I think there's two answers to that. One is that if I can use the kind of language that our students from the business school and the School of Economics understand, the core business, at one level hasn't changed that much. It's about helping to transform the world around us. And that starts with the transformation that takes place in our students. That's talent development. And quite a lot of transformation takes place in the 3 or 4 years that you're with us. Some of that's probably pretty obvious to you, because you can think about the modules that you followed. You can think about how you've learned to deal with modeling, how you've learned to deal with the fact that there isn't always a right and a wrong answer. And that helps you to understand ambiguity. You've learned to deal with complexity, because models of businesses, models of the economy are quite complex things, because they're very complex entities. And they're things that stand you in good stead. And then there's the contribution to your transformation that takes place outside of the classrooms and the laboratories and the tutorials and the supervisions. So if you think of the array of clubs and societies here at UNMC, they're all self-organized. Not university management organizes these, it's our student associations, it's you. Or you think of the work that many of you do in volunteering. Many of you work with the Rangasing community or work in local schools. Or you think of the experiences that some of you have had internationally, traveling to other Nottingham campuses in other parts of the world. All of this is developing other skills and attributes, communication skills, team working skills, organizational skills. All of these are developing attributes that will ensure that you are really productive, valuable members of the communities in which you live and work. And that's great. Transformation also comes from the way in which universities like this help to shape the communities around them, and indeed shape society more generally. You'll do that because you'll get into great jobs. Many of you become leaders in public life and business life and shape the world around you. But the other thing, as well as talent development we do in universities like this, is research and innovation. Fundamental research and its translation into things that change our world. It might be new inventions, new therapies. It might be new ways of organizing healthcare. It might be new ways of doing business. Whatever it is, that helps to shape the world around us. So this transformation, which is the core, I always think of as the core mission of universities, one of the reasons why universities have endured and succeeded for as long as they have. The other reason is that they've been adaptable and resilient. So the world has changed since 140 years ago or 800 years ago, and therefore the kind of programs that we provide, that we support, are very different. 100 years ago, you wouldn't have had business and management programs. 100 years ago, well, let me come even closer, 50 years ago, you wouldn't have computer science programs. So you need to adapt and develop resilience, and we, as a university, will continue to have to do that. Not only because the kind of areas in which society and the economy needs talent will continue to change, but of course also because the digital revolution will impact on the way in which we engage with our students and the way that we engage with the outside world. And we will have to adapt to that. It won't mean that places like this become irrelevant. They absolutely will not. But it will mean that the way in which we deliver our engagement, our teaching and learning, will have to change. And so will you. Because the world that you're, whatever job you're going to do, and many of the jobs you're going to do in 10 years' time don't exist. But whatever job you're going to do, you're in a world that's changing pretty rapidly. And the rapidly point is the important point. The world changes all the time, but the speed of change is a bit faster these days because of globalization and because of new technology and digital revolution. And I think many of those skills that I mentioned in your personal transformation will help you when it comes to being adaptable, when it comes to being resilient, when it comes to responding to change. In addition to that, I'd offer you 5 pieces of advice. When you're in your workplace, when you're thinking about decisions that need to be made, when you're in a leadership role, as many of you will be, and I'm sure before too long. First of all, be courageous when you make decisions. Be bold. That's not always easy because the easy thing to do is to go with the flow because it's low risk. But it's also low reward. So be bold and courageous in leading change so that you're not managed by change. Secondly, if you're bold and courageous, you're going to have to take risks. Not reckless risks, calculated risks, and learn how to take calculated risks, but recognize if you're taking risks, then you will make mistakes, and there'll be occasions on which you fail. But that's okay, not because failure is a nice thing, it's not. I hate making mistakes. Absolutely, and it bugs me when I make mistakes. You've always got to make sure you've learned the lessons from the mistake and then move on so that you don't make the same mistake again. You'll learn more from your mistakes than from your successes. Then thirdly, you've done a lot of learning and development in this place. Your learning hasn't stopped. In many respects, it's just beginning. So you have to continue the learning process, be a lifelong learner. And I don't mean go on and take a master's degree and a PhD. You might want to do that. I mean, whatever organization you're in, learn from those around you. Have the humility to listen to those around you, especially when you're in a leadership position. Because you're not going to gain their respect. You'll understand them better and you do your job better. And fourthly, always be a giving person. I think that's an easy message for your generation because I think there's a great sense of social responsibility that this generation has. So be giving. Not everyone will be as fortunate as you are. You will be able to take advantage more readily of new technology than some will. Some may lose out from that. Always pay attention to the losers, so to speak, and how you can make it a lot better. And always aim in any relationship to give more than you take. Because it'll make you a better person. And you'll invariably come out ahead. And then finally, it's the most obvious thing of all, there's no substitute for hard work. I've had a 40-year plus career and met an enormous number of people who inspire me, who have been very successful in all walks of life. The one hallmark of all of them is that they work very hard. Doesn't mean to say that they don't get a work-life balance right. You must stay focused and work hard. I'm optimistic for your generation. You're a hyper-connected generation, globally connected, digitally connected. There'll be huge opportunities before you. Seize those opportunities and help change the world for the better. Thank you for listening. Thank you. I'd now like to invite our Provost, Professor Greg Kendall, to make some opening remarks.
Professor Sir David Greenway, Vice-Chancellor of the University of Nottingham, Professor Nick Miles, OBE, Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Global Engagement, University of Nottingham, distinguished guests, graduands, and ladies and gentlemen. Education has the potential to change lives. I was sitting where you are 17 years ago, albeit 8,000 miles away in the UK, but at the University of Nottingham, And I graduated with a PhD from the University of Nottingham. If it hadn't been for that, I wouldn't be standing here now talking to you. I wouldn't be wearing these black and gold robes, and I wouldn't be provost of a top 100 university working in Malaysia. So it certainly transformed my life, and I'm very grateful for that and the opportunities that it's given me. And it will transform your lives. If it doesn't, then it's down to you to make sure that it does. You need to grasp those opportunities. When you walk across the stage, you will graduate from one of the world's top 100 universities. You will be given a scroll as you cross the stage that will open doors, will give you opportunities that other people don't have. But if you walked out that door and showed that scroll to someone or your degree certificate, it doesn't mean it's going to get you anything. You still need to work hard, as our Vice Chancellor says. Mark Twain once said, don't go around saying the world owes you a living. The world owes you nothing. It was here first. I also believe in the maxim which the Vice Chancellor referred to, the harder I work, the luckier I get. You hear about a lot of people who have done very good things and very worthwhile things in their life. And when you explore that, it's often down to hard work. It's not often luck. You have to have luck, and everyone has luck, good and bad luck. You'd hope that would balance each other out. But mainly it's hard work. So as you graduate, please make sure you get a return on your investment. You've made an investment both in time, finances, people over this side of the hall have made an investment in you. Make sure that you get a return on that investment and actually return that investment back to the people that have supported you and to yourselves. So you've already taken a single step on this journey through life, and to you it seems like it is a milestone actually today, but it really is only the start of a journey. You've got your whole lives ahead of you, and you can do so much more to validate what you've gone through over the last 1, 2, 3, or maybe even many more years. My colleagues who are represented on the stage, but there's many more, both academic and our professional services staff, have helped you make those first steps. We've enjoyed helping you. We really like to stay in touch with you, and we'd like to see how you progress throughout the years ahead. So as I said, you're receiving your award from an enterprising and innovative university. We're in the top 100, top 1% of all universities. And we're a global university, and I use that word because everybody uses that word. You can't look at a university website these days without saying they're a global university. We actually are a global university. We've got campuses in the UK, Malaysia and China. They're full branch campuses. This is a proper campus, and hopefully you've had a look around, or you will get the opportunity to look around afterwards. And it's a proper campus. It's not an office block somewhere where we franchise our operations out. All of us work for the University of Nottingham, and we're very proud of that. And one of the things that we often say is we do not franchise our operation. So we're a full branch campus. We've been here 17 years. We opened up in 2000. We moved to this custom-built campus in 2005. And we deliver a wide range of programs. I think we've probably got about 2/3 of the school here that they have in the UK. And that we're always looking to see if we can expand the things that we offer. What surprises some people is that about 25% of our students are based either in here or in China. So the university as a whole has about 43,000 students, and about 12,000 of those are on our international campus, which comes as a shock for some people, even my colleagues in the UK. And I take every opportunity I get when I'm back in the UK to remind people about that. And that also means that you're never too far away from the University of Nottingham students. We have an alumni base which is over 250,000. I think it's about 270,000 people these days. We often have alumni events around the world, and we would encourage you to engage with them and participate in them. And I think you'll hear something about that during some closing remarks. What makes a university and the longevity of the university is our exceptional staff and our exceptional students. So far we've had 270,000 exceptional students, and throughout these 4 days, 10 graduation ceremonies, we will graduate about another 800, and many more in the UK and China. So we have exceptional students, and I see that every day. I've sat in this hall on many occasions and been amazed at what our students do on this stage, whether it's dancing, acting, singing, and many other activities. But we also have an award called the Nottingham Advantage Award, which actually gives a formal recognition to student involvement in activities outside of the academic programme. And it's intended to increase their employability and add value to their overall experience at the University of Nottingham. And it's actually been very successful. And students have to demonstrate significant achievement through that Nottingham Advantage Award by undertaking a range of activities which might include volunteering, work experience, study abroad, language learning, enterprise projects, career planning, and activities sponsored and managed by the Student Association. And if you're interested to see who's received the Nottingham Advantage Award, then it's in the brochure that we gave you earlier on. Just want to reflect a little bit on what the Vice-Chancellor says about the changing world you're entering. Change has always been with us. If you like, the Vice-Chancellor referred to the digital revolution, sometimes called the fourth industrial revolution. But the digital revolution has seen fundamental change in the way we live and work. We could also see that going back to the original, the first industrial revolution, when mechanism came in, helped by steam, and it wiped out whole ranges of jobs, including jobs in textiles. And that hit Nottingham quite hard, because at that point we're well known, Nottingham's well known and famous for its Nottingham lace, and suddenly all of that got mechanised. So we're not unused to change. It's been going on for hundreds of years. But Graham Wood recently said, change has never happened this fast before, and it will never be this slow again. And I find that quote quite worrying in some respects, because I look back over the last 5 years, 10 years, and change has just been absolutely amazing. Social media, artificial intelligence, the digital revolution, immersive reality, all many, many other things. And if you need more convincing, 65% of people who enter primary education today will end up doing a job that's not even been invented yet. We don't even know what those jobs are. And that probably wasn't the case a few hundred years ago. So I would hope that a university degree, a degree from the University of Nottingham, would help you cope with those change. And if I can just mention something that Paul Rennie told us recently. Paul Rennie is the UK Deputy High Commissioner to Malaysia, based in Kuala Lumpur. He tells a story of stagecoaches who are running for hundreds of years, and when the train operators come along, stagecoaches are wiped out. You don't see stagecoaches anymore, we still see trains. But it wasn't the train operators, it wasn't the stagecoach operators that were running the trains. Suddenly all the stagecoach operators were out of business. And we're in danger of that in many aspects of our life. If you look at things like Airbnb, that could wipe out the hotel industry. You look at Amazon, that could wipe out large portions of the retail sector. You look at Uber and Grab, that could wipe out the taxi industry, or certainly the way it's built at the moment. And the education industry needs to look at how it will be disrupted. The education industry will certainly be disrupted over the next 5-10 years, in my view, but I think that's a view shared by many. And as a university, we must do something about that, and Nottingham is already working on how we can lead. We want to be a train operator, not a stagecoach operator in 10 years' time. But I think you should aim to be that as well. You need to be driving trains, not driving stagecoaches in 5 years' time. And I hope that your University of Nottingham degree helps you achieve that. So I'd just like to close, maybe you want to reflect on another aspect of your life, what values you can place on your life and how you go about your life. So it's not just about academic achievement, it's not just about earning money, it's not just about career progression. And as a computer scientist, I could probably do no better than quote from Bill Gates when he gave a graduation speech a few years ago. He said, "I hope you all judge yourselves not on your professional accomplishments alone, but also on how well you have addressed the world's deepest inequities, and on how well you treated people a world away who have nothing in common with you but your humanity. And I think that echoes what the Vice-Chancellor said when he was giving you some advice. Please go out there, be proud of your University of Nottingham degree, make it work for you, get a return on your investment, but actually give back more than you take out of life, and that will actually serve you very well in the long run. Congratulations on your degree. I look forward to seeing you as you cross the stage in a moment, and thank you very much. I've just got one other pleasant task to perform. The Vice-Chancellor has an award every year called the Vice-Chancellor's Medal. And there's not too many of them, I think there's about 20 of them. And it's an award introduced in 2015 as a continuation from the success of the Vice-Chancellor's Achievement Awards, which was offered over the previous 5 years. The medal is for recognition of exceptional achievements by staff or students at the university. The criteria for this award includes exceptional achievement in any arena, notable endeavour which has made a difference to the university, a substantive contribution which has enhanced the reputation of the University of Nottingham, and activity which has had a noticeably positive impact on students, staff or the local community. So the following student from the University of Nottingham Malaysia campus, I'm very pleased to announce, has received one of these awards. And it goes to someone from the School of Economics. There's a number as well from other schools, but we're recognised in the School of Economics today at this graduation ceremony. So Arvind Jairatnam will be receiving the award. While the picture's being taken, if I can just tell you what his award was for. So it was an award for his work as the Under Secretary General 2014 and subsequently Secretary General 2015 of the nascent organisation, where he oversaw planning and execution of the Nottingham University Model United Nations Conference. He also influenced the convening of the Unity MUN for Solidarity in Education, which was a one-day gathering of nature's brightest student minds who considered tangible solutions for the Arab-Israeli conflict in the country's first ever live broadcast on an MUN-style debate. This caught the attention of the United Nations Association of Malaysia, who then sponsored Arvind to represent the university and country as part of Team Malaysia to the World MUN Conference 2015. So congratulations to Arvind.
Thank you, Graham, and well done, Arden. Now, we come to your awards. By the authority of the University of Nottingham vested in my office, I admit those students present today and those in absentia to degrees, diplomas and certificates. I'd like to invite my colleague, Professor Ichuding, who is Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, to present the graduates from his faculty.
Vice-Chancellor, to you and to the congregation, I present these students in my faculty for the following degrees. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours, Business Economics and Finance, Kai Jie Ang. Abdul Hakim Anwar. Nuna Rina Bahawi. Ji Xuan Chang. Raj Chandarana. Jack Yi Chiu. Andrew Chia. Aaron Chen Ming Ching. Mang Ting Chung. Hui Yi Chung. Yi Teng Chung. Siu Yen Chu. Jun Ching Gan. Desi Neri Gitata. No Shaida Hamdan. Muhammad Hamzah. Ahmed Hani. Jan Ming Heng. Viswaj Kalechev Van. On the occasion of our 17 years of presence in Malaysia, we are delighted to be graduating the 10,000 students of the Malaysia campus. Nina Iman Abarai. Sui Kiam Ku. Jia Chi Ku. Nelson Chen Yu Liu. Wai Yip Liu. Yong Ling Liu. Yi Teng Lo. Muhammad Zakri Muhammad Hashim. Zeng Wai Mok. Zhi Jing Ng. Yong Jia Ng. Maimun Shaima Nizar. Dixon Min Jun Ong. Pei Ying Oi, Hassan Said, Lee Ming So, Danisha Sham Daswani, Haider Siddiqui, Yi Feng Sing, Liang Yen Tan, Amanda K. Sinte, Jia Sing Tong, Yi Kang Wang, Yuen Heng Wong, Business Economics and Management, Nurul Raihan Zafira Muhammad Razali, Lily Juliana Muhari, Anisha Shuhaila Bibi Ozi, Rafiq Muzaffar Raza Al Malik, Kavindu Christopher Verli Vika Vitana, Yong Wen Wong, International Business Management, Shamila, Sean Rubanesh, Abra Al-Bak, Kanika Chaisri, Man Li He, Nialish Haider, Muhammad Fitri Ashad Joroti, Chloe Olivia Yuan Ying Cook, Myun Hun Lee, Lee Wei Lim, Swan Yi Lim. Phoebe Su Hui Lu. Navin Raj Nagarajan. Management Studies, Fang Zi Chang. Sing Hui Lim. Marwa Abbas Abdul Wahab Muhammad Ahmed Saleh. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours, Economics, Diwas Maran Apal Swasana. Eugene Jun Ho Chai. Yen Kai Chiu. Han Kai Chong. Man Kei Chong. Lino Chubai. Muhammad Fizu Piraj. Ali Mustafa Haider. Irvin Jayaratnam. Shahida Julasmat. Shi Xia Leong. Yang Wen Ling. Jung Hong Lo. Lila Natasha Muhammad Aris Amar. Michelle Xing Yin Neo. Jun Yang Siu. Johan Erwin Tan. Terence Teng. Abdul Bari Benani Lakim.
I think all graduations are special. In a sense, it's a particularly special one because we've had our 10,000th UNMC graduate, and I'd like to invite Nina Iman Kamaruddin to speak on behalf of the class of 2017.
A little bit taller. Professor Sir David Greenaway, Vice Chancellor, Professor Nick Miles, OBE, Pro Vice Chancellor, Global Engagement, and Professor Graham Kendall, Pro Vice Chancellor and Provost of the University of Nottingham, Malaysia campus. Esteemed members of the faculty, family, friends, and my fellow graduates. A very good afternoon to you all. My name is Nina Iman Kamaruddin, and it is my honor to be speaking to you today. First things first, congratulations to all graduates. No more sleepless nights, pounding Red Bull, prepping for exams in January and May, or frantically rushing to make it to the faculty office by 2 p.m. to submit our assignments on time. In what seems like a flash, our time at the University of Nottingham, Malaysia campus has come to an end. Today marks an epic milestone in this journey called life, and we should be very proud of ourselves. Before I start, on behalf of the graduates, I'd like to extend a huge thank you to all the support staff, faculty members, and parents who facilitated our education and made this possible. Today is as much your triumph and your victory as it is ours. When I asked about what I should speak about today, I was told to speak from the heart. But alas, where to begin? So much has happened in the past 3 years, it seems almost impossible to summarize and capture the true essence of our time as students here in just a few minutes. But if I may, I'd like to reflect upon my personal experiences at the University of Nottingham and key takeaways. More than just financial accounting or business ethics, the past 3 years have taught me 5 lessons I'd like to share that I believe are universal and could serve as good guidelines for all of us as we venture out into the world, smiles on our faces, pride in our hearts, and, as of today, degrees in hand. When I first arrived on this campus in September 2014, I did not want to be here. And I'm sure a few of my fellow students remember that. I'd originally been going to school in the States, but had to move back due to some unfortunate circumstances, and I was not too happy about that situation. I missed my friends, I didn't quite like Seminye, and I decided to wallow in that sadness, that self-pity really, and let it consume me. In my first year, I barely attended class, I failed 5 modules, and I didn't open myself up to anyone. I was closed, my head full of what was wrong with my situation, feeling like a victim, obsessed with the what should have been instead of the what was. In sum, I gave up. Graduation and completion of my undergraduate education a far unattainable and abstract thing in the future. I was depressed and in a very dark place. But there was a light. Dr. Yvonne Xiao, wearing beautiful robes, sitting on stage, an amazing quantitative methods teacher and acting dean, but an even more amazing person, took me aside one day and asked me what was wrong. I remember sitting in her office, touched by her care, pouring my heart out. She responded only with warmth and compassion, telling me to be kind to myself, to banish the impossible standards and expectations I was holding myself to, and that if I needed anything at all, she would be there. 3 years later, she's still there. Thank you very much. And thus, I learned my first big lesson in Nottingham. Support, help, care, and pure goodness are all around us, We simply had to open our eyes and see it. After that, I soon realized that I was my own worst enemy, that my failures were because of me and no one else. There's only so much I could blame on external circumstances and factors because at the end of the day, my actions and my choices were the only causes. And so I learned my second lesson, to take ownership and responsibility for your failures, but to also take ownership and responsibility for your success. I didn't want to fail anymore, and I wanted to make something of myself. So I decided enough was enough and began to work hard into the spirit of the speeches we heard earlier this afternoon. Because lesson number 3, as much as us millennials may feel like it does, the world really doesn't owe us anything. Nothing comes for free. Good grades and promotions at work don't just fall into our lap like manna from heaven. We have to earn it through time, effort, and perseverance. And all the work we put in to be here today to graduate is testament to that. So with the hard work, not only did my results change, from having to take 5 resits in my first year to graduating today with first-class honors. But I changed too. The more I took responsibility for myself, the more I let go of expectations and judgments, and allowed myself to enjoy class, to enjoy campus, and make friends, the happier I became. Special shout out to Daisy and Sean for being especially fantastic. And lesson number 4. With all that in mind, it's never too late to start again. Make it work, change your attitude, improve yourself, and improve your life. At the University of Nottingham, we had the freedom to be whoever and whatever we wanted to be. And we should carry that with us moving forward. As we graduate, we are leaving the safety and structure of this campus. Things are not going to be linear, as clear-cut as they have been in the past years. Go to class, study, eat, study, watch a YouTube video, or 5, or 10, do coursework, take exams, freak out outside the exam hall in F3, hopefully pass. Like a video game, when we proceed to a new level, there will be new dimensions, new challenges, new characters, new settings. And things may be hard and scary, and we may not have any idea of what to do or what's going on. And that's okay. We'll figure it out, just like we did when we came onto this campus. The tools and skills we needed to survive our uni years can be applied to new situations. But we're going to have to adapt them and add more to our arsenal as we progress throughout our lives. As we previously heard, we live in a world of flux, with buzzwords like IoT, cloud computing, and the gig economy, and the rate of change is increasing exponentially. We have so much more to learn and so much more to grow. Our education does not stop here. It is not confined to the lecture hall. So the final lesson is to always be humble and always be learning, where it is all in our hands. To end, I'd like to recite a poem I would always quietly mumble to myself before exams as a sort of cheat sheet of what I touched upon today. This is Invictus by William Ernest Henley. Out of the darkness that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Thank you very much to the University of Nottingham, and congratulations.
Nina, you're a wonderful example of the talent and humanity that we have on this campus. Very well thought through, beautifully delivered, sensitive and very touching. Thank you very much. And I'd like to invite my colleague, Professor Nick Miles, to make some closing remarks before I close the conversation.
Vice-Chancellor, Provost Kendall, ladies and gentlemen, graduates, I'll make some closing remarks. And actually, it's quite difficult for me to say the words after what we've heard from Nina, because she covered off many of the characteristics we see in our students and we see in our graduates, and it's very heartwarming for me and my colleagues to hear that. So look, you walked in here about an hour ago as graduates, and you're now graduates. And it's a big scary world out there, as Nina mentioned, that you're all going to. So at this time, you're probably, I've got some mixed emotions. Joy and happiness on one hand. Joy that the late nights studying that dissertation, that piece of lab work, you've succeeded in it because you're here. Happiness because you've been awarded your certificates today. Happiness for you and your families. But also there may be a tinge of sadness and some worry about what the future holds for you. Sadness because you're leaving a very close-knit community here, and concerned because it is a different world out there. I think we've helped you to understand what that looks like and prepared you well for that journey. Because there's sadness about the community you're leaving, the closeness, it will endure. You will be friends for life. But you're joining another community, a much bigger community, a community of over 270,000 alums from all our campuses. So I want you to get in and enjoy being with that family. And that family does many, many things to support people like you who will be sitting here in the future, supports our current students. They do it in many different ways. But giving time, as the Vice-Chancellor mentioned, is the most fundamental thing that you could do to support future students. Now, you can do this in many different ways, through mentoring, through e-mentoring, but also in the jobs that you will go on, you will have through the organisations you work for, the companies you work for. Maybe there's an opportunity for a placement or an internship. Please find out that's possible, and please get involved in alumni events when they happen. In fact, we do, nearly every week we have an alumni event somewhere in the world. And on the 23rd of September in Kuala Lumpur, we will be at a very special alumni event here. Vice-Chancellor and Graham Kendall will be there, and many of my colleagues. So please come along if you're here at that alumni event. And finally, graduates, please stand. There's many people in this room I want you to thank. I think you brought it out very, very personally in the help and support that you got from many of our staff, our academic staff and support staff. They're really, really important, and they've helped you on your journey to be here today. There's also another group of people over to your left, your friends and family. So I want you to clap, whoop, cheer as hard as you can to thank them. 1, 2, 3, go. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Thank you.
So what a great way to finish the ceremony. Thank you for that. And thank you all actually for making such a great event. These are very special events, and they should be memorable, and I think for all kinds of reasons this has been a very memorable event. Can I ask the congregation to stand, please, while we play the national anthem of the United Kingdom of Croatia? I now declare this ceremony closed.